What if I told you that somewhere in the deserts of Rajasthan there exists a place so cursed that even the Indian government warns you to leave before sunset? A place where the dead don't rest and the darkness holds secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. This is Bhangarh Fort, and what you're about to hear has never been revealed to the public. Until now. Pose. In 2019, a team of paranormal investigators entered Bhangarh Fort with one mission: to capture evidence of the supernatural activity that has plagued this ancient citadel for over 400 years. They brought with them night vision cameras, EVP recorders, thermal imaging equipment, and, most importantly, tape recorders that would capture sounds beyond human perception. They never published their findings. The footage was locked away, the team disbanded. 2 members refused to speak about what happened, but the tapes survived. Bhangarh Fort was built in 1573 by Raja Bhagwan Das for his younger son. For decades, it thrived as a magnificent township of temples, palaces, and havlas. 10,000 people called it home. But by 1783, Bhangarh was completely abandoned. Every single resident gone. The question that has haunted historians for centuries is simple. Why? Local legend speaks of a dark sorcerer named Singha who fell in love with Princess Ratnavati, renowned as the most beautiful woman in Rajasthan. When she rejected him, his obsession turned to vengeance. He conjured a dark spell, infusing a love potion into her perfume oil at the marketplace. But Ratnavati discovered his treachery. She threw the cursed bottle onto a boulder, which then rolled toward Singha, crushing him to death. With his dying breath, the sorcerer cursed the entire fort. Bhangarh will be destroyed, and no one will ever live within its walls again. All who dwell here will perish without rebirth, their souls trapped forever between worlds. The very next year, a battle erupted. The fort fell, Princess Ratnavati died, and every resident either perished or fled, never to return. But here's what the legends don't tell you: they never left. P.S. What the legends don't tell you: they never left. P.S. The investigation team arrived on September 13th at 30:47 p.m. Their plan was to document the fort during daylight, then conduct a controlled nighttime investigation despite local warnings. Lead investigator Dr. Vikram Mehta set up base camp in what was once the main market square. By 6:30 p.m., the sun began its descent. Tape 1, 7:04 p.m. The team is setting up equipment near the Someshwar temple. You can hear their voices, casual conversation, technical jargon. Then, at timestamp 7:11:33, something appears on the audio that wasn't heard in real time. A woman's voice speaking in old Rajasthani dialect. Why have you come? Leave before it sees you. Shh. The team didn't hear this. They continued working. Tape 2, 8:23 p.m. Complete darkness has fallen. The cameras are rolling. Thermal imaging shows the ambient temperature at 31 degrees Celsius. Then, in the corridor leading to the royal palace, the temperature drops to 11 degrees in less than 15 seconds. On the audio, you can hear investigator Priya Singh say, "Does anyone else feel that?" followed by the sound of footsteps. Heavy, deliberate. But here's what makes your blood freeze. When they counted themselves on camera, all 6 team members were standing still. No one was walking. The footsteps continued for 47 seconds, growing louder, closer, until they stopped directly in front of the camera. The thermal imaging showed a human-shaped cold spot, standing motionless, watching them. Tape 3 is where everything changed. 10:56 p.m. The team decided to conduct an EVP session in the dancers' Haveli, where locals claimed the spirits of the royal dancers still perform. Dr. Mehta asked a simple question. Is Princess Ratnavati here with us? 7 seconds of silence. Then, every piece of electronic equipment simultaneously malfunctioned. Cameras went black. Recorders screeched with feedback. And through the chaos, a voice emerged on the audio recorder, clear as glass. He is awake. This was followed by what can only be described as a guttural laugh that seemed to come from everywhere at once. But it wasn't coming from the speakers. It was in the room. The team heard it. All 6 of them ran. Tape 4 is 18 minutes of pure panic. Labored breathing. Shouting. The sound of equipment being abandoned. And underneath it all, that laugh following them, getting closer. At timestamp 11:34:22, team member Rahul Kapoor screams, "Something grabbed me." The camera, still recording from the ground, captures a shadow moving across the courtyard, not cast by any light source, moving independently. Against the moonlight, they made it out at 11:47 p.m. But when they reviewed the footage later, they discovered something that made them seal the tapes forever. Tape 5 is from the camera they left behind. They recorded for 3 more hours on battery backup. At 2:14 a.m., the camera, facing the fort's main gate, captured audio of a woman singing. The song was later identified as a traditional Rajasthani wedding melody from the 16th century. But the lyrics had been changed. Translated, they say, "We are still here, waiting in the darkness, bound by words spoken in rage, trapped until the curse is undone." At 2:31 a.m., the singing stops. For 5 minutes, silence. Then, directly into the camera lens, a face appears. Pale, eyes hollow, mouth moving but making no sound. The video distorts, pixelates, and then the camera shuts off. When authorities retrieved the equipment 3 days later, the camera's internal memory had been completely erased, except for one file, a 30-second clip that shows the fort at sunrise, empty and still. But in the audio you can hear whispers in Hindi. "Tell them we're still here. Tell them we can't leave. Tell them we're still here. Tell them we can't leave. Tell them he won't let us." The Archaeological Survey of India maintains its prohibition. No one is allowed inside Bhangarh Fort between sunset and sunrise. They say it's for safety. But those who've heard the tapes know the truth. The warning isn't to protect visitors from the fort. It's to protect them and what remains inside. The sorcerer's curse didn't just trap the souls of Bhangarh's residents. It created something darker, something that feeds on the energy of the living. Something that, according to the final tape, is still waiting. Bhangarh Fort stands today as India's most haunted location. The tapes remain sealed. The team is scattered. But the question remains, what else is on those recordings that we'll never hear? And more terrifying still, what if the curse isn't contained within those ancient walls? What if, by seeking the truth, they let something out? The secret tapes of Bhangarh Fort are real. The evidence is locked away, and some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. Stay curious. But remember, some places are forbidden for a reason.